In 1901, divers found a corroded bronze lump in a shipwreck. They thought it was junk, but what if it held a secret? Technology so advanced, it shouldn't have existed for another 1,400 years. This is the mystery of the world's first analog computer. Welcome to the Deep Dive.
Today we're looking at something truly extraordinary. Sources point us to the Antikythera Mechanism. It was pulled from a shipwreck near Greece back in 1901.
Right.
And, this thing, it's basically a shoebox-sized artifact, maybe 34 by 18 centimeters.
About that, yeah. A lump of corroded bronze initially.
And it's now seen as the world's oldest known analog computer. It kind of messes with our whole timeline of ancient tech.
It really does. And what's fascinating is it was almost missed entirely. After the wreck was found, this lump, it just sat there for months. Divers were, grabbing the fancy statues.
Understandable, I guess.
Totally. But then in 1902, an archaeologist noticed a tiny crack. And inside this calcified block, he saw a gear wheel, perfectly formed.
Wow.
Yeah. That's when they knew this wasn't junk. It was something else, a technological time capsule.
So, okay, they clean up this time capsule. What did it actually do? What was this ancient Greek machine calculating?
Well, fundamentally, it was an astronomical calculator. It tracked the sun and the moon against the zodiac signs.
Okay, basic astronomy stuff for them.
Well, yes and no. The complexity was in the timing. Our sources, they show it predicted solar and lunar eclipses. It modeled the Saros cycle. That's a 223-month pattern.
Right.
And it even reconciled different calendars, like the lunar months, with the solar year, using the Metonic cycle. That's 19 years. I mean, it represented their peak understanding of cosmic order. Really sophisticated.
But I read it wasn't just about the heavens, right? There was something else it tracked, something more human.
Ah, yes. That's where it gets even more interesting culturally. It wasn't purely scientific. The mechanism also tracked the 4-year cycle of the Panhellenic Games, the Olympiad cycle.
The Olympics. Why put that on an astronomical device?
Exactly. That inclusion is incredibly telling. It suggests this wasn't just a tool for scientists. It might have been used for teaching, maybe, showing how everything, even human events like the games, fit into this grand, ordered, mechanical cosmos.
Huh. A unified view of everything.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about the gears then, inside this small box.
At least 37 bronze gears, all hand-cut, incredibly precise.
And they needed that many just to model the movements.
Yes, because the planets don't move at constant speeds, you see. And modeling that variable motion was, revolutionary for the time.
If you're finding this deep dive valuable, take a moment to subscribe to make it make sense. New topics are broken down every week.
So what were the really standout bits of engineering inside? The things that make you go, wait, when was this made?
Okay, 2 big things jump out. First, they used epicyclic gear trains. Gears riding on other gears. It's how they could mimic the planets seeming to speed up and slow down.
Clever.
Very. And then there's the moon's variable speed, what astronomers call the first anomaly. They tackled that with a really ingenious pin and slot mechanism.
A specific mechanism just for the moon's weird orbit.
Precisely. But even that isn't the most stunning part.
Oh, there's more.
Get this. Inside the mechanism, they found evidence of a differential gear.
A differential, like in a car.
Sort of the same principle, yeah. It's a device that calculates the difference between 2 inputs. Here, it likely subtracted the sun's motion from the moon's motion to show the lunar phase accurately.
Okay, wait. When were differential gears supposed to have been invented?
Not until the 16th century. That's the kicker.
So this device has tech that's, 1,400 years ahead of its time?
Basically, yes. A leap of over 1,400 years. It's astounding.
That gap is just huge. So you have this incredibly advanced machine, and then nothing comparable shows up until those big European astronomical clocks in the 14th century.
That's right. A massive gap.
Why? Why did this knowledge just vanish? How did it become a dead end?
Well, the thinking is this kind of device was probably incredibly rare to begin with. Very expensive. You needed wealth, patronage, highly specialized artisans. It wasn't common knowledge.
Right. Restricted tech.
Exactly. And when that Hellenistic world started to break down, politically, economically, that specialized knowledge just evaporated. The infrastructure to build and maintain these things, gone. So the knowledge was lost. Its real legacy, I think, is forcing us to completely rethink ancient capabilities. The Greeks weren't just philosophers. They clearly had this deep, practical, applied mechanical skill we just didn't appreciate.
So, wrapping this up, what's the main thing you should remember? The key takeaway here isn't that the Antikythera Mechanism is like the grandpa of your laptop. It's not. It's proof. Hard proof of an incredibly advanced technological path that was just lost.
Completely lost. And here's something to really chew on. This thing only survived because the ship carrying it sank. The bronze wasn't melted down and reused, which was common, so it makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other amazing, maybe impossible technologies might have existed back then? Things that were just as advanced, but we'll never know about them simply because they didn't sink, because they got recycled or just crumbled away over time. What else is missing from our history?
Thanks for joining our deep dive. If this sparked an idea for a future topic, let us know in the comments below. You can continue exploring this subject by watching our next video right here, or subscribe to catch all our future breakdowns. We'll see you in the next one.